Okay, so I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. I said the next video was going to be about Ripper, and this isn't Ripper, and I promise I have a good reason for that. So, for those of you who don't know, I don't actually do the editing in these videos. That is done by my friend Zone. Cam has a knack for making these things look really, really good, and if it wasn't for her, the videos on my channel would not look nearly as good as they do. The problem is, Cam, unlike me, is a productive member of society with a full-time job, a very stressful one at that, and so I feel kinda bad continuously asking her to edit these videos for me. Now to be fair, I really only gained this popularity in the last 2 weeks, and I only have 3 videos up on the channel right now for this kinda new age of my content. If I'm making this sound dark and depressing, it's really not. If my delivery sounds off, that's probably because 1, this segment is unscripted, and 2, it's currently 3 AM my time and I can't go to sleep. So while I am going to give it the old college try and figure out Scary Girl in this video, the main reason I made it is because I want to test my editing, and not because I really care about Scary Girl and feel the need to justify her existence. Sorry to all the Scary Girl fans out there. But that's enough of this segment. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the video and see if Scary Girl is good, bad, or whatever else. Cue the intro. Scary Girl is the character from the reboot with the lowest average placement of the entire cast. And honestly, that's for a good reason. She's not great. If I had to be completely objective here, she's probably the second worst character of the reboot behind Nichelle, and that's only because sadism constitutes more of a personality than... You get the picture by now. But like Nichelle, Scary Girl was also really popular when Season 1 wrapped up, and while that popularity kinda faded after her early exit in Season 2, she still has plenty of fans. And despite the fact that she only has 6 episodes of screen time, if you count the Season 1 finale, Scary Girl's appeal is immediately obvious. For one, she's a goth girl. A lot of people like goth girls, and in Total Drama especially, they have a really good track record, i.e. Gwen and Crimson. And 2, she's insane, and a sadist, and... Do you really need me to spell it out for you? I've been in my fair share of fandoms, and trust me when I say that the crazy ones are always the most popular. It's like there's a mental block in people's brains that prevents them from attaching themselves to a character unless they land themselves on the FBI's most wanted list. And you know what? I don't necessarily blame them. I like myself a murderous menace to society every once in a while, but not really in Total Drama. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with Scary Girl. There's one major problem with her that drags her character down for me, and it's one that I haven't heard many people talk about. Take a look at the reboot cast. I'm willing to bet you know these guys pretty well by now, or at least I hope you do. Otherwise, I definitely already spoiled you. What I'm trying to get at here is that the reboot cast leans on the side of realism. For the most part, the reboot cast is very grounded in reality, with a few characters who have more quirks than normal. Axel and Ripper do stand out a bit, but they're a lot more out there than the average reboot character, but ultimately they're not too out of place. Scary Girl doesn't fit in as well. Scary Girl feels like a Pahkitew Island character that got repurposed for the new seasons. Hell, she has a lot of similarities to Max and Scarlet. She probably would have fit in really well with them. I don't say this just to bash on the character or the season. Pahkitew Island is an interesting season because each character has their own flavor of comedy. If that flavor appeals to you, great, you'll have fun with the character. If not, you're probably not gonna like them. I feel like Scary Girl falls into this area as well. And in this case, I don't really think she's funny. I like it when she got the jackhammer, but that's like where she peaks. If she were a Pahkitew Island character, she probably would have made it a lot further in that season due to the cast being closer to her speed. But since most of the reboot cast consists of rational human beings, it makes sense that they wouldn't want this possible murderer on the island with them. This segues into another issue I have with her. I don't know if it was just me, but I kinda got the feeling that Scary Girl was all talk and little action. The impression we get from the show is that Scary Girl is creepy, loves violence, and likes hurting people, and I feel like we needed to see more of that last part. She chases people with a jackhammer, sure, and she does beat the crap out of a bear, but I feel like she probably should have been more violent towards the rest of the cast. I'm not saying she needed to stab Chase to death or anything, but I feel like if she was shown being a more active threat in the challenges, that would have really pushed her forward. As is, episode 4 did a good job showing this off, but she ended up costing her team the win for that episode, and hell, in season 2 she gets eliminated from the challenge without much fanfare. It's weird. She feels like the type of character who would work best if she was using all that scariness against the other team. Obviously, the reason the writers didn't do that is because they had no intentions of fleshing her out that far. But if they did decide to do that, I'd love to see what this little monster has up her sleeve. But as she is... bleh. She doesn't do enough in the episodes to make me like her, so the only thing she has going for her are her murderous quips.
If you're gonna hide a body, clap your hands. If you're gonna hide a body, clap your hands. Does it need to be one of the skulls you provided, or would you accept any skull?
Why is she looking at my head? Tell her to stop looking at my head.
I will have vengeance on those who betrayed me. Years from now, when you've long forgotten who I am, I will find you and make you wish you'd never been born. Bye.
Her VA does a wonderful job, but the reboot is already a season with a lot of comic relief, so when your competition consists of the Hockey Bros and Z, you're gonna need more than that. That's mostly all I have to say. Scary Girl is mostly a gimmick character. That's why everyone in the show calls her Scary Girl and not Lauren. She has more dynamics with the cast than Nichelle does, but that's really not saying much considering none of them really go anywhere. Her trying to be normal in season 2 was a very natural way to take her character. If that plotline was taken seriously, she definitely could have become a really great character. It's just that other plotlines were given priority, and that's fine. Sometimes characters get left behind and don't get the same level of development as others. That's where my ways come in. I'm not trying to say that Scary Girl is on par with the rest of the cast. There are 3 characters that I like less than her, but she's still really not that impressive. I mean, if you asked me, I could probably come up with a potential plot for her in a hypothetical season 3, but that's a topic for another day. For now though, I hope you enjoyed the video, and please let me know what you think of the editing. I sincerely doubt it'll ever be as good as Cam's, but I want to try and lighten her workload. And with that, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all next time. Have a good day.